360 North fans, it's Patch. We're doing another tech tip today. Today we're going to do a standard oil change. We're going to do it on my quad, which is an Arctic XC450. Same bike as Kymco MAXXER 450, so the procedure is going to be the same. This can be done with simple hand tools. You can do it yourself, and you're going to save a bunch of money if you don't have to take it to the dealer. First step we're going to do is start the quad up. It's going to allow it to warm up, let the oil flow out of the system a little bit easier. So we're going to start with that. Because my quad's up on the pogo lift, I'm going to use a ladder because I can't quite reach the starter. For more information on the pogo lift, which I think is fantastic, you have to check out another 360 North video that's going to be uploaded in the future. So stay tuned to our channel to check that out. These are some of the things that you're going to need in order to complete the job. Spare pliers, they have gripper teeth on them in order to pull the old filter off. They also have some that are kind of octagon shape, slips on the end of this and twist them off. There's also the strap kind, basically just has a strap either made of metal or rubber, allows you to twist the old filter off. You're going to need a new filter. This is just an Arctic OEM brand filter. A funnel, ratchet with a 10mm socket, 19mm socket, and you'll need a new jug of oil. I know what you're thinking. Your granny always told you you can't use truck oil or car oil in your quad or in your motorcycle, and granny's partially right. However, this particular oil, the Shell Rotella T6, this is a 040 grade. It actually has the JASOMA spec rating, so it's not going to harm your wet clutch. In Canada, a jug of this costs about 46 bucks. That's not on sale. So it has exceptional value, and it's a very good quality synthetic oil. So that's what we're going to be using today rather than the Arctic OEM oil. Alright guys, before we get too far into it, I just want to mention something about capacities. The online shop manual for this particular quad shows a capacity of 2.5 liters. The Arctic chart that lists the oil capacities for multiple different engines that they manufacture shows a capacity of 2.6. And the owner's manual or the operator's manual I have for the quad shows a capacity of 2.8. The last time I changed the oil in it, I actually needed 3 liters. Start with 2.6 to 2.8, see where you're at. You may have to go as much as 3 liters in order to fill it up. Alright, you've warmed up the quad. We're going to start taking it apart now. We're going to remove the left side engine cover. It's going to allow us easier access to the oil filter. It's held on with 2 10mm bolts. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it there. So there's the 2 bolts there. We're going to take those off, pull that cover out of the way. Still working on the left side of the engine. We're going to remove the oil filler cap. It's going to allow the oil to drain out effectively. Alright, so now we're going to remove the oil drain plug. There's 2 holes machined in the bottom of the skid plate. One to the right and one to the left. We'll be working in the one to the left. Also, I've got an oil drain pan set up below to catch the oil as we break it free. Okay, just a quick turn of your 19mm ratchet. It should pop loose. I'll usually throw on a pair of nitrile gloves. The oil is going to be a little bit hot because we ran the bike to warm it up. You keep applying upward pressure on the plug as you unscrew it. The oil isn't going to come leaking out all over your hand, or at least that's the idea. You'll be able to feel when it's completely out. There's going to pop it, and out it comes. As you can see, the oil is flowing out nicely as we allowed it to warm up a little bit prior to pulling the plug out. And you're just going to let that drain completely. In order to move the drain pan, I'm just going to toss the plug back in the bottom of the engine. This is a step you never want to forget. Otherwise, all that shiny new oil you just bought is going to come pouring out the bottom and make a big mess if you're not ready for it. So definitely don't forget that. Alright, we'll reposition our drain so that this doesn't puke all over our floor. Next step is going to be to remove the old oil filter. This is done easily enough with your oil filter wrench. Then reach in from the side. I usually do it from the front footwell area on the left side. And you just bite the teeth into the side of the filter and start giving it a twist. This is usually a messy affair. As you start twisting it off, it's going to puke oil on you. Catch it as best you can, but you may end up with a little bit of mess. Once you got it loosened off a little bit, you can just reach in there with your hand. Obviously watch the hot exhaust and just twist it off by hand. Here comes the oil mess. And it's all on the skid plate, so that's a good time. There's not a ton in there, but there's enough. You got your front drive shafts and everything else in there, so it's a little dickered for space. So you just reach a rag in there as best you can to try and tidy some of that up so you're not making a big mess of Mother Nature. And out comes the old filter. You just set that upside down in your drain pan. Mine's got some whole little ribs machine in it that you can kind of rest it on an angle, and all the oil will leak out of there. Right, now we're going to install the new filter. I've already taken some fresh oil from the jug, put it along the seal to make sure that we get a clean install. And I've got a little patch giving me a hand now. You want to say hello?
Hello, my name's Abigail.
Alright. So you just reach in there and install that on the threads. Now you don't want to use your wrench that you use to remove it to install it, because you're going to dent it all up, or you could put a hole in it. So you're just going to install it by hand. Nice and snug by hand, and that's it. So we've already installed the new oil filter, we've installed the drain plug. All there's left to do is fill it up. Alright, so we're going to fill it with fresh oil now. I've managed to find my funnel that actually measures it out. A little gimmicky. I do find though that it's easier to deal with than trying to use the graduations on the side of the container. Right, the engine's full of oil now. We're going to replace our dipstick. Thread that back in. We make sure we kind of mop all the areas. Make sure they're free and clear of any oil so that you can spot any leaks. And then we're going to reinstall the left side engine cover. Okay, engine's cover is reinstalled. You've got all the areas mopped up, so you'll be able to spot any leaks, if any. You start it up, let it run for about 30 seconds, shut it down, let everything settle, recheck your oil level. If the oil level is up, then you're good to go. Alright, 360 North fans, that's pretty much your standard oil change. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, check out our website at 360north.com, and we're also now on Twitter. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.